Peter Micca coming up from Deloitte. Peter is a senior partner and national health tech leader with Deloitte, New York metro area residents, who is if you are at a New York metro area event, you will probably, and it has something to do with digital health, you'll probably run into Peter. Peter, great to see you. How are you?
Great, Stan. I really do appreciate the opportunity today. It's a pretty exciting environment.
No, I appreciate you joining us, and very interested in hearing about your background, of course, but and your thoughts on HIMSS. We know that you were and possibly ViVE as well, about the idea of just understanding what you saw at ViVE and some of the insights there. But if you could, just to start things off, please tell the audience a little bit about your background and what you do at Deloitte.
Great. No, Stan, I do appreciate it. Really quickly, happy to be part of the Columbia family. Met a number of great people in the business school there. Have been in healthcare my entire life and life sciences. Here at the firm, I've done a lot of different things. But it became pretty apparent a couple of years ago, actually before COVID, that the industry was converging in a very significant way. The consumer is becoming more important. Consolidation, cost pressure, compliance from the government or regulatory matters. We actually penned a piece called the 5 C's of healthcare. And therein, from our perspective, was born the insight around innovation and technology and healthcare being so important. COVID actually, shined a light on that in a very significant way. Funding is waned a bit. However, the demand for, and many people have heard me say this, the demand for innovation and technology still far exceeds the supply in this market. I think payers and providers are thirsty for innovation that can help, deal with the big issues in healthcare, whether it's bending the cost curve, whether it's access, social determinants of health, the health equity issues that plague the system. I think all the constituents are thirsty for innovation that will help those issues.
That's really wonderful to hear, and again, super impactful as well. And I think that's one of the things that we love about the work that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about ViVE, and you were there, you attended. Again, ViVE is one of the major health meetings, health tech meetings happening in the United States every year. Obviously, ViVE and Health, two of the major ones, and Rich and his team are doing such a great job there. What did you see at ViVE this year that really struck you as novel and important for the audience to take away?
Yeah, sure. No, I think, they're wonderful ecosystems. I think what makes them increasingly interesting is the non-traditional market participants that are now part of this ecosystem, right? So, we've always seen healthcare providers and payers, be part of, industry events like this. But when you really take a step back and look around, you'll see retail health organizations, you'll see, large technology organizations, consumer companies, all evident that, the consumer and the physician are now an increasingly important part of the transition and evolution in healthcare. And, they need to be, taken seriously.
Absolutely. And that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing this massive influx of emerging technologies, and they all are making a difference in the healthcare system. Some of them larger differences, and some of them unicorn differences. And so making sure that certainly we're understanding what they do, the value and their efficacy of their solutions. Obviously, that's what we do at HITLAB in terms of testing digital health technologies, whether it's apps or AI or digital therapeutics every day, doing dozens of these studies, and just making sure that the evidence-based, hypothesis-driven work is getting out back into the ecosystem. Are you, from what you saw at ViVE, were there any particular attributes that you would want to share with us about what health systems really want to take away from this?
Yeah, no. So I actually moderated a panel. At ViVE, there were a few heads of health innovation from the provider systems and certain emerging growth companies with innovative solutions. They were part of a point of view piece that we wrote, kind of the second part in 3 series around health technology innovation trends. Our perspective was that technology-based platforms and ecosystems would continue to form in this environment. There'll always be traditional, M&A activity in the market and public exits, but those types of activities in this kind of macroeconomic environment, can be slow, can take time. They're not always accretive. There are people issues. Speed to market is critical. And so we convened a panel of providers and emerging growth companies to say, what does it take to really collaborate in this environment, create alliances, create, ecosystems that help accelerate your particular, solution in the marketplace and solve a particular issue of a plan. There were kind of 4 issues that emerged that were important to a health organization. The first was shared values. I think culture, it's just amazing how, you focus on technology and innovation and it still comes down to people, culture, and fit. That was a consistent theme amongst the participants, aligning against how they see themselves in the marketplace. The second, and this should be no surprise, was a focus on the patient experience. Yeah, not just a novel kind of me too slick technology, but solving a big issue in healthcare that focused on the patient experience, elevating that experience, creating better access, and ultimately an evolution to better value-based care outcomes was a real focus, particularly on the provider side. The third, and this was interesting, was, and it's not intuitive from traditional well-established health systems, but willing to fail and fail fast, not give up on a innovation or technology that faces off against the patient or the consumer, learn from that experience and redevelop that solution as quickly as possible. I think that was a telling sign of the healthcare ecosystem, taking some of the lessons learned from the technology marketplace in terms of how to, adopt some of these innovative technologies. And the last was just, a revolutionary thinking beyond technology. Many of the health care organizations that were part of the panel and part of the audience included things like, the patient experience, a new and innovative process, and how people interact with the healthcare ecosystem. They all viewed those as potential innovations. And it was interesting that innovation took many forms beyond just technology. I think there was an agreement that technology was an enhancer and an enabler, but that it needed to be embedded in each of those components of the healthcare experience.
Fantastic. And great job, Peter. Really appreciate your coming online today and helping us out and understand what was going on at ViVE. And again, looking forward to seeing you at an event soon in New York City. Take care.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Stan.